Alright guys, welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. Today we are hopping into the Android 13 event once again with a Redzone stage, completing the 6 STR Counterweight Outline mission. This is pretty tough. This took me about 5 attempts I believe, and this ended up being the final team I used, which was Gamma 1, the Battle of Wits STR Piccolo, banner card, Gogeta Blue, Year 5 Anniversary card, STR Super Buu, STR Kid Buu, and STR EZA God Goku. This was not an easy run by any means, and this ended up being the final team that got me to a W. So we're gonna hop into the video and just let it play out, and I'll speak on highlighted points. Alright, so the biggest problem I ended up facing with this run primarily was the lack of strong defensive and offensive STR units. I ended up having to kind of balance it out, and I had to go more of a tanky team, so they didn't hit as hard. But it still allowed me to go through and progress through the event just a little bit slower. So this run did take like a good minute. It was about 10, I think it was 15 minutes total, I think, for the whole video. But I think it was about a 10 or 11 or 12 minute long run in the actual event. So it was longer than my other ones, because those ones ended up pretty quickly because they're strong offensive units. So this one I had to go very defensively because those units that are strong offensively for the most part do not tank great. So that was the biggest issue really going into here. Because on this one at least, there was no turn limits, which is really good. So I got to do this, and I actually had to bring, I really like Majin units, and these ended up being really good options. Kid Buu here, even though he only gets it in the final phase, but he has a his super attack nullification for unarmed super attacks, and you can use that against final Fusion's Android 13. So he ended up being actually pretty good, and because of super attacks, he gets a 30% attacking defense for 1 turn per super attack, and he can do up to 3, I think. And you actually get to see that in the final phase. And then Buu here, he's a very good linker partner. I ended up getting kind of unlucky though, so I didn't get Big Bad. I ended up getting Buccolo, who I haven't used in a while, but he actually ended up being really good. He gets 50% damage reduction, this flatline, and he gives support too. In this Arctic turn, he recovers 20% HP every time he comes into the first turn. And he also gets, I think it was, the crit chance as well, depending on like HP restrictions. So it ended up being very solid, and the damage reduction is in slot 1 or 2, so you can put either one. So I ended up putting in slot 1 and Kid Buu in slot 2, and it worked out really good. Gogeta Blue was a very sketchy option. This is actually the second attempt I did with this specific team, and I was gonna include it, but it was a long format too. This would have been like a 30-minute video if I included that section too. So I ended up just adding it as a highlight at the end of it to show you. But he was actually the reason I lost the last phase of the last run I did. I would have won with that team, but because of him, he made me lose. He has an ability where, unlike Vegeta Blue, where he has guaranteed super attack and then the medium chance for additional super attack, Gogeta Blue has 2 additionals that are guaranteed, but each of them only have a medium chance of super attack. So of course, the final phase, he has to super at least twice to double-digit tank. He does one attack, his super attack guaranteed, at least by God, and then he did 2 fucking normal attacks. So he got me killed for like no reason. I would have won. Like it was very annoying. So MVP is 100%. Where honestly, Buccolo, man, he's really good. The Piccolo, he's amazing. He took I think he took 2 super attacks head on, took nothing. Obviously Gamma 1, running double Gamma 1 was a saint, because I could just throw him in slot 1 if I needed to, or add him in slot 3 with the Boos on the rotation, and I guarantee knew he wouldn't take anything, even once his guard ran out. I got really unlucky with the placements of them, so the guard ran out on this turn actually, both of them. But they were amazing, they were awesome. And then this God Goku, I really haven't used him in a while, but he is very usable too. He greatly raises attack and defense by 50% for 3 turns on his super attack effect. And then in his passive, he builds up attack and defense and per super attack performed, I think. And then he gets damage reduction, I believe, per attack received. It's like 6% up to 30% total. So he ended up being a very solid option as well. And almost all of these units did fit on Gamma 1's 200% lead. Besides, I think it was Super Buu. Because Kid Buu, this is the first time I've ever had him on 200% lead. He was there, but Super Buu wasn't, because he's on artificial life forms for the 170. but he's not on accelerated battle for 30%, which did kind of suck. But considering he wasn't on 200%, I think he did very, very good in this recording. It was very solid. But like I said, Gamble 1 MVP, Buccalo was very good, and that Piccolo. They were the three main figures, I think. And of course, in this video, Gogeta Blue actually did give me a slightly better luck. I think I got near the end, I got a 3 or 4 super attack crit, I think. Because I got his, it wasn't his active skill. But it was whenever it happened. I had like guaranteed crits or whatever with the 24 key, I think it was. Oh, I just got really lucky. I don't remember. Because I think I checked it, but I forgot. But he had super effective or guaranteed crits on 24 key. So I ended up getting a 2 or 3 super critical, and that really took his HP down to the point where in the final phase I could just knock him out and kill him with the Dokkan attack with Gamma 1. And here you see, I'm looking at his path, and I was like, okay. Because I was kind of surprised. I was like, I wasn't sure if he was usable or not, because I was going mainly for, who was it, Boo-Tanks or Buhan for the Big Bad. But I remembered him being very defensively, and he also he massively raises defense from 1 turn too. So on here he gets like 2 super attacks with 50% damage reduction, and he's A-okay, man. He surprised me a lot. He was very, very good. But yeah, the biggest problem with like Gogeta Blue, I didn't even realize it until that last run I did. But he's a horrible unit for this event because fucking 13 cancels dodge in the last 2 phases. So literally the only defensive mechanic he has is robbed from him. So he's just straight up bad. He's a bad card, especially for this event, because he can't do anything. All he gets is defense on super attack, and then he builds up a little bit of it on super attack and slot. I think it used to be slots 1 and 2, but now it's any slots. But he doesn't fucking get the. Well, I guess when he transforms, he doesn't get the guaranteed dodge because he can't dodge here, and then he doesn't get the high chance to dodge in slot 3 because he can't. So all he has is his super attack effects, and it's just not enough because he's won a well, I guess, yeah, no, yeah. So he won on 1 count. He's type disadvantage against this guy, and then the 2nd count he's also a super class unit. So 13 hits even harder against him. So it's pretty bad. So he did me really dirty the last one. This one around he did a lot better. I think he takes double digits after those 2 supers, I believe. I think it is. Yeah. So at least if you hit 2 supers, he's about double-digit range. The final phase, it's a little bit sloppier. He gets a lot harder in that. I think it's about 50k more per normal. So that one's a bit more sketchy. But yeah. So I didn't even think about that. Like, if I could have, I would have brought Vegito, but it wouldn't have been 6 STR counter allies. But that Vegito still to this day, he's just always been better. Because that guaranteed additional super is like a world of difference in comparison to these events, dude. Because at least he has it. Gogeta has fucking nothing, dude. That 2 normals is gonna happen to me every fucking time. But at least with Vegito, I'm guaranteed 2 supers automatically, and then the 3rd one is more likely than not for the medium chance. And then after that, if I get a normal, I'm probably gonna get another super attack. So that's like 3 or 4 super attacks, and then he gets greatly raised for every one of those, and then he greatly raises defense for 3 turns on his 18 key. So he would have been A-okay steamrolling, plowing this dude, but since Gogeta's type advantage and class advantage against him, and he can't super attack really, everything was written against him. But luckily I was smarter in this run, and I ended up throwing it in slot 3 most of the time, so he didn't have to get hit. So luckily I think it was 1 or 2 runs actually, and that's towards the end of it actually, in the Fusion 13. He just straight up didn't attack in the 3rd slot, so it was like awesome. Oh, and here I'll use his active skill. Not really many animations, but at least it's like a 20% flatline boost for stats across the rest of the fight. So I took it, and he ended up doing really, really good with active up. But as you can see, I think he gets up to like 500k defense or so. Yeah. So like, he's a lot more solid right here. I think he also supers. I think it's, or maybe it's not this one. So I think Buccalo, he finishes it off here. But in the final phase, he supers, I believe, 3 times, and it's like an 8 million into like an 8.3 into like an 8.5 or 8.7. And by then, because he's at like 450, 500k on that turn, because I have the support, he's sitting pretty good. He's at like 800,000 defense or so. And that's right around what 13 even hits for. So say he doesn't nullify his super attack, it wouldn't really do that much in hindsight. Even type disadvantage, he has the class advantage because he's also extreme, so he'd do slightly less to him. Which is just all right. It's this turn, see, slot 3, it's just awesome. So I had much better, I guess, RNG luck this run, I guess. But it also just came down to the units being slightly better than the run before it. Because the one before it, I also brought the AoE STR Piccolo, and it didn't go that great. The orb generation was great for the heals and stuff, but he just couldn't get to high enough defense even with the orbs. So he kept getting me killed, so it just didn't work out. I had a pipe dream of having him floating around slot 3, but and then that run, it was very brutal. I kept getting tagged with supers. Like Gogeta Blue took super twice, and it was not good. So I ended up going to go with this, and it ended up way better. I'm very, I guess not hesitant, but I'm unsure on the final mission I have, which is the 3-turn one. That one is extremely difficult. I've yet to get close to doing it. Every time I get to like 4 turns, and that's the best I can get to. The 3-turn is like a pipe dream. It is... I don't know what I'm going to do about it, because I only have like 3 days left to get that done. And I'd like to have it all done, because I think I get a title for it, I believe. And the rewards are... It's okay, it's mainly just stones, and then basically the fodder, Link skill orbs. But, I don't know, that one's going to be rough. Yeah, this is the turn I'm talking about. He pops off on this turn. But, yeah, that 3-turn one's it's rough. I might honestly have to look up like Truth's strategy for it. I think he's already done it. I might have to see what he did for it. Cause I looked on my friends list and they have like the Super Saiyan trio of the card that came out. I don't have them. I can run them as a friend though, but then I'd have to bring like the worldwide from 2 years ago, the Super Saiyan duo that are like horrible, and I think they're 55% too, so they can't even really do that much, which is the biggest thing. It's like I can't really use them necessarily, and that's the biggest problem, because like a lot of my units are built more defensively than offensively too. I usually don't put crit in a lot of my units. It's usually just additional and dodge for the most part. So a lot of them just can't pierce through the guy's HP and defense, so it ends up slowing me down with that, because I'll have a really, really good turn 1, like against those 2 allies. And yeah, see, that was awesome. And then I tried out Future Saga with the blue duo and Fusion Zamasu, and like Fusion Zamasu and Int LR Rose threw out like a 15 million attack stat and fucking nuked the first guy, and then did like a 7 or 8 million 12 key and obliterated the other guy. So that one worked out. So like that was done in like I think 20 or 30 seconds. But the second phase I couldn't kill him. So then I got to turn 3 and it just didn't work. So that one I'm really worried about. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. But I'm just gonna have to play it by ear and see what happens. But yeah, I don't know. But this one, it's not bad, as you can see, at least for this run. I was lucky. The biggest thing I'm doing with these, like I said, I want to have a timeline in my channel so you can look at them, and for the future at least, if you want to come back and see them again. But yeah, I just hope it can be helpful for other players if you want to use my strategies or my team builds, and hopefully get you the W as well. But yeah, at the end of the day, I just hope y'all at least like the video. I hope it helps you in some way or manner if you haven't been having a problem trying to beat it. And yeah, hope y'all have a good day. Take care. Look forward to more videos coming up. Hopefully data download for JP and character field information. And yeah, I look forward to the next video. That'll be really hard. So yeah, take care. And as always, bye guys.